Hey there. I need you to stop scrolling right now because this is urgent. If you're getting Social Security, SSI, SSDI, survivor benefits, or spousal pay, there are two critical letters heading to your mailbox starting December 26th, right after Christmas. And I'm not exaggerating when I say these letters could completely change your tax situation and your financial future. The Social Security Administration is warning all 74 million Americans who receive benefits to watch their mailboxes carefully. These aren't just routine notices. These are tax forms that you'll need for filing your returns. And with all the new laws that just passed, you might see some unexpected changes that could mean thousands of dollars back in your pocket or owed to the IRS. So, please stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to break down exactly what these two forms are, why they're so important this year, what the new tax laws mean for you, and what you need to do when these letters arrive. Plus, I'm going to tell you about a payment going out on December 17th that some of you are waiting for. And if this information helps you, hit that like button and subscribe, because we post videos like this every single day to help you navigate your benefits. Look, I've been helping families understand Social Security and government benefits for years, and every tax season, I hear from people who are completely blindsided. They either didn't know they owed taxes on their Social Security, or they missed out on deductions and credits they were entitled to because nobody explained it to them in plain English. These tax forms from the Social Security Administration are confusing enough in a normal year, but 2025 this year is different because of major legislation changes that just went into effect, and the people who need to understand these changes the most, seniors on fixed incomes, disabled folks, widows, and widowers, are the ones getting the least clear information about it. That's why I'm making this video, because you deserve to know what's coming, what it means, and how to handle it without panicking or making costly mistakes. Alright, before we get to those two crucial letters, let me quickly tell you about a Social Security payment going out on December 17th, because I know some of you are waiting for it. If you receive retirement benefits, SSDI, or survivor checks, and you were born between the 11th and 20th of any month, your payment is scheduled for this Wednesday, December 17th. This is part of the regular payment schedule where the Social Security Administration pays people based on their birth date. Here's how it breaks down. If you were born between the 1st and 10th, you already got paid on December 10th. If you were born between the 11th and 20th, you're getting paid December 17th. And if you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment comes on December 24th. Now, there are some exceptions. If you're a long-term beneficiary who started receiving benefits before May 1997, you get paid on the 3rd of every month, regardless of your birthday. So you already got your December payment on the 3rd. Same thing if you receive SSI, you also got paid earlier in the month. If you don't see your payment in your bank account when it's supposed to be there, the Social Security Administration recommends waiting 3 business days, then checking with your bank or credit union to make sure everything's okay with your account. If they give you the green light and the money still hasn't arrived, then contact Social Security about your missing payment. Okay, now let's talk about these two letters that are about to hit mailboxes across America starting December 26th. The Social Security Administration is sending out tax forms called the SSA-1099 and the SSA-1042S. These forms show the total amount of Social Security benefits you received in 2025, and you're going to need them when you file your federal income tax returns. Here's what you need to know. These forms will be available online starting December 25th, Christmas Day, if you have a My Social Security account online, but the physical letters will start going out in the mail on December 26th, and the SSA expects all of them to be delivered by the end of January. Now, why are these forms such a big deal this year? Because of new legislation that just passed. Changes in the tax laws mean that what you might owe, or what you might get back, could be very different from previous years. This is where things get really important. So, stay with me. There are two major pieces of legislation that are going to affect how your Social Security benefits are taxed. The first is a bill that was signed into law in July, and the Social Security Fairness Act that was signed in January. Here's the game changer. There's now a $6,000 deduction specifically for qualifying seniors. This is huge. This means that if you're a senior, you can eliminate taxes on up to $6,000 of your income. For millions of Americans who are struggling with taxes and trying to make their benefits stretch, this is life-changing. Let me break down what this actually means in real numbers. A single older taxpayer may now have a total standard deduction on their first $23,775 in income when they file their 2025 taxes early next year. That means they won't owe federal taxes on that amount at all. For married couples filing jointly, the numbers are even higher when you combine all the available deductions. An expert I saw quoted on this said it perfectly. It's really the middle and lower middle income taxpayers that are going to be seeing the largest benefit from this additional deduction. It does effectively wipe away tax liabilities for most elderly taxpayers. Here's something that might surprise you in a good way. Because this new tax legislation was enacted in the middle of 2025, it's possible that some older Americans had federal taxes withheld from their Social Security checks, based on the old rules. If that's you could see a bigger refund during the 2026 tax season. We're talking potentially thousands of dollars. So, when you get that SSA-1099 form in the mail, you need to pay attention to it. You need to file your taxes correctly. And if you have a good CPA or tax preparer who understands these new laws, they can help you get every dollar back that you're entitled to. A lot of seniors don't know about these changes yet, but I want you to be informed so you can take advantage of them. Now, let me talk about the other major piece of legislation, the Social Security Fairness Act. This law got rid of provisions that had been reducing or eliminating Social Security benefits for over 2.8 million Americans who received pension income from jobs that weren't covered by Social Security. Who does this affect? Public workers like teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other government employees, as well as their spouses and widows or widowers in some cases. If you're in this group, your benefits may have increased, and some people even received a lump sum back payment of over $6,000. Now, I know this has created some controversy because other Social Security recipients are asking, what about us? Why aren't we getting this check? And I understand that frustration. But you need to know that this was specifically designed under the Social Security Fairness Act for federal and public workers who had been unfairly penalized for decades. It doesn't apply to all 74 million Social Security recipients. It was meant to fix a specific injustice for a specific group. But here's what's important. If you're one of the people affected by the Social Security Fairness Act, your SSA-1099 form is going to reflect those changes. Your benefit amount is going to be higher, and you need to report that correctly to the IRS. Let me be crystal clear about who needs to watch their mailbox starting December 26th. If you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits, you're getting one of these forms. If you're on SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, you're getting one. If you're receiving SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you're getting one. If you're a widow or widower receiving survivor benefits, you're on the list. If you're receiving spousal pay benefits, same thing. Basically, if you're one of the 74 million Americans receiving any kind of Social Security benefit, you need to be watching for this mail. I want to specifically call out some groups. Moms who are raising kids on disability benefits, this applies to you. Veterans who are receiving Social Security in addition to VA benefits, you need these forms. Seniors who are living on fixed incomes and worried about taxes, this is critical information for you. Teachers, firefighters, and other public workers who are affected by the Social Security Fairness Act. Your forms are going to look different this year, so pay close attention. All right, here's your action plan step by step. Step 1. Mark your calendar for December 26th and start checking your mailbox every single day after that. These forms are coming, and you cannot afford to miss them or lose them. Step 2. If you have a My Social Security account online, log in on December 25th and download your form electronically. That way, you have it immediately, and you don't have to wait for the mail. If you don't have an online account yet, consider setting one up. It's free and gives you access to all your Social Security information. Step 3. When you get your SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S form, do not throw it away and do not ignore it. This is a legal tax document that you will need to file your federal income taxes. Keep it in a safe place with your other tax documents. Step 4. Look at the total benefit amount on the form and make sure it matches what you actually received during 2025. If something looks wrong, contact the Social Security Administration immediately to get it corrected before you file your taxes. Step 5. When tax season rolls around in early 2026, give this form to your tax preparer or use it if you're filing your own taxes. Make sure whoever is preparing your taxes understands the new deductions and laws that went into effect in 2025. If they don't seem familiar with the $6,000 senior deduction or the Social Security Fairness Act changes, you might want to find someone who is. Step 6. If you had federal taxes withheld from your Social Security checks during 2025, pay special attention to whether you're owed a refund. Because of the new laws, you might get more money back than you expect. Step 7. Don't wait until the last minute to deal with this. The forms are arriving in late December and January, which gives you plenty of time to get organized before the tax filing deadline. Use that time wisely. Let me give you some warnings about what not to do. First, do not ignore these forms just because you didn't owe taxes in previous years. The laws have changed, and your situation might be different now. Second, do not assume you owe taxes without actually looking at the numbers. With the new $6,000 senior deduction and the higher standard deductions, many people who thought they'd owe taxes actually won't owe anything at all. Third, do not throw away any mail from the Social Security Administration without opening it first. I know you probably get a lot of junk mail, but anything with the SSA logo on it is important. Fourth, do not wait 3 months to deal with this. If there's a problem with your form or your tax situation, it's much easier to fix it in January or February than it is in April when you're rushing to meet the deadline. I want to give you some additional context about why these changes happened and what they mean for the future. The $6,000 senior deduction under the new bill was something that advocates had been pushing for a long time. Seniors on fixed incomes have been struggling with the rising cost of living, and this deduction helps ease some of that burden by reducing tax liability. The Social Security Fairness Act fixed a problem that had existed for decades, where public workers were being penalized in their Social Security benefits just because they also had a pension from non-covered employment. It was fundamentally unfair, and it's good that it finally got fixed. But here's something that's still a problem. Benefits are not keeping pace with inflation. Even with these tax changes, a lot of seniors are finding that their Social Security checks don't go as far as they used to. Right now, Social Security uses something called the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index, for urban wage earners and clerical workers to calculate cost of living adjustments. The problem is that this index is based on the spending patterns of working people, not seniors. There's been a push to change the formula to use the CPIE instead, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which would better reflect what seniors actually spend their money on, like healthcare. Analysts and experts estimate that switching to the CPIE could increase benefits somewhere between $300 and $500 for all recipients. If you support changing the COLA metric from CPIW to CPIE, let me know in the comments below. Here's the bottom line. These two tax forms arriving after December 26th are not something you can afford to ignore. They're going to be critical for filing your 2025 taxes. And with all the new laws that just went into effect, you need to understand what's changed and how it affects you. For many seniors and people on disability, these changes are going to be positive. The $6,000 senior deduction, the higher standard deductions, and the fixes under the Social Security Fairness Act mean that a lot of people are going to owe less in taxes or get bigger refunds than they expected. But you have to do your part. You have to watch for these forms. You have to keep them safe. You have to report your income correctly. And you have to take advantage of the deductions you're entitled to. The system is complicated, but you're capable of handling it. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out alone. There are tax professionals, benefits counselors, and resources available to help you. If this video helped you understand what's happening with these Social Security tax forms and the new laws affecting your benefits, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. We post videos every single day breaking down benefits, programs, tax changes, and resources for people who are struggling financially. I don't want you to miss out on information that could literally save you thousands of dollars. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you going to be watching for these forms? Are you worried about your tax situation? Do you have questions about the new deductions? I read every comment, and I'll do my best to help you out or point you in the right direction. And before you go, check out the other videos on our channel about Social Security changes, benefit programs, and money-saving strategies. There's so much happening right now that affects your financial situation, and you need to stay informed. Remember, starting December 26th, check your mailbox every day. When those SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S forms arrive, treat them like the important legal documents they are. Don't ignore them. Don't lose them. And don't wait until the last minute to deal with them. You've got this. You're going to get through tax season. And with these new laws in effect, you might be in for a pleasant surprise when you see how much less you owe or how much more you get back. Take care of yourself. Watch that mailbox, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep breaking down everything you need to know about your benefits.